Well, hi everybody, and welcome back. We've got another 1908 game here for you today. It's the Giants of the Cardinals. I don't think the Giants need too much of a introduction. 26-7. They actually lost the last game to St. Louis, as you'll remember. That was after they had a winning streak of, I think, 13. 26-7 are the Giants. They're running away right now with the 1908 National League, and here is Roger Bresnahan to lead things off against Bugs Raymond. Raymond 4-4 record. Bresnahan rolls a 25 for an 8. It's a pop-up over to Byrne on the left side for the first out, one away. Here's Mike Donlin. Raymond 1.20 ERA and a 166 batted against average. Donlin rolls a 24 for a 13, and that's a strikeout, 2 away, and up is Art Devlin. Devlin is hitting 293, a little bit shy of 300, and he rolls a 45 for a 14. He'll take his base on the walk, and that'll bring up Fred Tenney. And Devlin actually does not have an 11, so we will refrain from hitting and running. Tenney rolls a 46 for a 13 and strikes out, and we'll go down to the bottom of the first. There's 2 strikeouts there for Raymond, and here is Joe McGinnity. McGinnity's record 6-2, 2.66 ERA and a 272 batted against average, 34 strikeouts and 15 walks, and McGinnity's not the Iron Man in 1908 that he once was. Joe Delahanty rolls a 61 for a 27. It's a ground ball to Devlin on the left side. He throws to first, 1 away. Here's Ed Knechi. Knechi hitting 276, number 2 hole, and he rolls a 15 for a 10. And so there's a base hit for the Cardinals, and that'll bring up Red Murray. Murray's hitting 243, only 6 RBIs, and it sure is 1908 in here, isn't it? 53 is a roll for 15, and that one gets away from the Iron Man, and that'll hit Murray. And so there's runners on at first and second now for Al Shaw. Al Shaw hitting 4th for reasons unknown, hitting 183. We'll bunt with him. And he rolls a 53 for a 16. That's a poor bunt. Back to the catcher, Bresnahan, who throws to third and gets Devlin. And so that means there are 2 outs now, and here's Patsy O'Rourke. Patsy rolls a 45 for a 14. That'll be a ball. Next rolls a 23 for a 32. Fly ball to right field. Donlin has that for the out, and we go to the top of the second inning. Larry Doyle up there now against Bugs Raymond. Only 1 hit in this game, belongs to the Cardinals. Rolls a 63 for a 31. It's a fly ball over to center, and Shaw has that for the out, 1 away. Here's Cy Seymour. Cy rolls a 36 for a 14, so he'll take his walk, and that'll bring up Spike Shannon, runner on at first base. Seymour, does he have the speed? He does, so we'll do the old John McGraw here. Rolls a 65 for a 35, and Seymour steals it successfully. That's why you have to check for that 11. So Shannon now with the runner on in scoring position, 1 out here for the Giants. And the rolls a 24 for a 13. Third strikeout rung up by Bugs Raymond. 2 away, here's Al Bridwell. Al rolls a 66 for a 0. And then a 21 for a 6. That'll be a double left center field that scores the runner. And so the Giants do have a lead, 1-0 now New York. And that brings up our man, Joe McGinnity, hitting a 074, and they've all been singles, hasn't walked yet. Does he have a 14? He does at 45. And his roll is a 62 for a 12. That'll be a strikeout. We go to the bottom of the second inning. That'll bring up Bobby Byrne here for the Cardinals. 1-0 Giants. Bobby rolls a 61 for a 32. It's a fly ball to right field, and that will be brought in by Donlin. 1 away. That brings up now Billy Gilbert. So the Giants do what they, in 2 innings today, what they couldn't do in their last game in 9. They score a run. Here comes Gilbert, who rolls a 43 for a 29. It's a comebacker to Joe McGinnity, who throws to first, 2 away. And here comes Bill Ludwig. Bill rolls a 33 for an 8. That's a single to left center field. McGinnity hasn't been, he's been giving up the hits, but not the runs. Up comes Bugs Raymond. Bugs rolls a 43 for a 29. It's a comebacker to Joe, and he throws over to first for the out. We go to the top of the third. Still 1-0 New York. Here is Bresnahan again. Roger rolls a 15 for a 10, and there's a single to center. So second hit off of Bugs Raymond. That'll bring up Donlin. Bresnahan, of course, as the catcher, is not running quite that quickly. We won't have him run. Donlin's hitting 359, the real star of the Giants. And he rolls a 53 for a 15, and he's hit by the pitch. So we've seen a couple of guys hit by pitches now. I think it was 1 on each team, if I remember right. That'll bring up Art Devlin. And let's see what Devlin can do. His rolls a 55 for a 9. That's a comebacker to Raymond, who throws to first for the out, but the runners move up. So with 1 out, here comes Fred Tenney. Runners on at second and third. And there are a lot of options here. You could bunt or swing away. I think I'm going to have him swing away. He's hitting right under 300. 19 men driven in. And the roll is a 23 for a 29. It's a comebacker to Raymond, and he looks Bresnahan back and throws to first. 2 away, and that'll bring up Larry Doyle. Doyle is driven in 13, hitting only 225, but there's 2 away, can't bunt. His roll is a 14 for a 43, so that means Raymond got out of that one. Fly ball to Delahanty and left, and he grabs that for the out. We go to the bottom of the third, still 1-0 Giants. Here's Joe Delahanty. He rolls a 64 for a 13 and strikes out. So McGinnity gets his first strikeout. Delahanty made the good play and left and then couldn't follow up with it when he led off the inning. 1 away is Ed Knechi. Ed rolls a 51 for a 9. That's a pop-up to the left side. Devlin's got that. 2 away, and here's Red Murray. Murray rolls a 53 for a 15, changed to 17. That's a fly ball to right field. Donlin has that, and we go to the top of the 4th inning. 1-0 Giants. Cy Seymour leads us off, rolls a 54 for a 45. There's a little E-roll. It's a 16, which is within the range. That means it's going to be an error over on O'Rourke. So the shortstop couldn't quite get that one, ends up booting it. That'll bring up Spike Shannon. And you have that question again, which is, do you swing away or bunt? I think we try to put Seymour over to second. Rolls a 14 for a 43. It's exactly what you wanted to see. So it's a bunt over to Byrne on the left side. He throws to Gilbert covering at first. Seymour moves to second. And with 1 out, now the Giants have 2 chances to drive in another. Here's Al Bridwell, who's hitting 211, but 14 men driven in. And he rolls a 64 for a 22, changed to a 20. It's going to be a ground ball over to second base. Gilbert has it, throws to first. Seymour moves over to third. 2 away, and here comes that Iron Man. See if he can add to the lead. He rolls a 24 for a 13. That didn't do it. Strikes out. Number 5 recorded by Raymond. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Al Shaw to lead this off for the Cardinals. And Shaw rolls a 62 for a 12. It's a ground ball over to Tenney. The first baseman goes to the bag. 1 away. Patsy O'Rourke now had that big error, but didn't lead to anything. He rolls a 45 for a 14, and that'll be a walk. Sets up a double play, I guess. Here comes Bobby Byrne. First walk given up by the Iron Man. And Byrne rolls a 45 for a 14. That'll be a ball. 13 for a 13. That's a strikeout. So McGinnity's recorded 2. And with 2 outs, that'll bring up Billy Gilbert. Gilbert hitting 116. And he rolls a 45 for a 14. That's a ball. Next rolls a 53 for a 20. Changed to 17. That's going to be a single to right field. But it's a good throw by Donlin over to Devlin to get the runner trying to advance to third. And we go to the top of the 5th. So the Giants give up the single, but get out of that one. That's the 5th hit overall of the ball game, 3rd for the Cardinals. And we go to the top of the 5th inning. Here's Roger Bresnahan again. Roger's hitting 348, but a great on-base percentage. He's been on base every time you turn around. Rolls a 23 for a 29. Comebacker to Bugs Raymond, who throws to first. 1 away, and up is Mike Donlin. Donlin today 0 for 1. Rolls a 16 for a 26. Ground ball to Gilbert, who throws to first, and there's 2 away. And here comes Devlin. Also 0 for 1 is Arb. He did walk. He rolls a 61 for a 42. Now he's hit by the pitch. So Raymond has hit both Donlin and Devlin, and up is Fred Tenney. Tenney rolls a 66. That'll be a 0. His next roll is a 22 for a 6, and that's a big double. That'll score the runner, and there's your insurance run. So Tenney gets it done, gets the big double over first base, and that'll bring up Larry Doyle. 2-0 Giants. 3rd hit only for New York. And Doyle rolls an 11 for a 0. That'll be a 43 for a 7. It's a single to right field, scores another run, and now it's 3-0 Giants. Now you can see why McGinnity wins all those ball games. Up now, Cy Seymour rolls a 64 for a 29. It's a comebacker over to Raymond, who throws to first, but the damage has been done. 3-0 now Giants as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Up is Bill Ludwig. Bill rolls a 53 for an 18, changed to 16. It's going to be a fly ball to center, and a can of corn for Seymour, 1 away. Brings up Bugs Raymond, the pitcher, is hitting 107. He rolls a 54 for a 45. There is a little E roll to worry about. It's a 14, which is within the range. That'll be changed to a 19. That's an error on Devlin, the 3rd baseman. So both teams now with an error, and Raymond is on at first. Brings up Joe Delahanty, and now you have that kind of rough situation where bunting and hitting and running and all that stuff doesn't work because you're down by 3. Delahanty rolls a 31 for a 9, and that's a ground ball to the left side. Devlin throws to first. Raymond moves to second, but there are 2 away, and here comes Ed Knechi. Ed is driven in 15. He's 1 for 2 today, did get a single. He rolls a 52 for a 27. It's a ground ball again to Devlin, who throws to first, and we go to the top of the 6th inning. So still 3-0 Giants. Up comes Spike Shannon. Spike rolls a 61 for a 27. Ground ball to Byrne at third base, who throws to first. 1 away, and up is Al Bridwell. Al today, 1 for 2, rolls a 43 for a 29. It's a comebacker to Raymond, who throws to first. 2 away, and that'll bring up the Iron Man. McGinnity, seeing his average drop as he continues to fail at the plate, rolls a 62 for a 12. It's a ground ball to Knechi, and the first baseman goes to the bag himself. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, still 3-0 Giants. Here's Red Murray. Murray today, 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch, so I was right. 2 Giants have been hit and 1 Cardinal. Rolls a 36 for a 14. That's going to be a walk by McGinnity. Second walk, only the 17th this season that Joe's given up. That brings up Shaw. Giants looking for the double play. They're in position, and Shaw rolls a 54 for a 45. It's a fly ball to Donlin in right, and he makes the catch for the out. 1 away. Up is Patsy O'Rourke. So New York's still looking for that double play. Patsy rolls a 65 for a 35. There is a little E. The roll is a 55. It means it's a foul out to the catcher, Bresnahan, who throws off the mask and grabs it. 2 away. Here's Bobby Byrne. Rolls a 14 for a 43. There is a little E-roll. That's a 13. That's within the range. That'll be another error, this time on Bridwell, the shortstop. Byrne goes to first. Murray all the way to third. And so with 2 outs, here comes Billy Gilbert. And the Cardinals might have something going on here. Down by 3. Second error of the game for the Giants. And Gilbert rolls a 13 for a 36, and that's going to be a... No, that's should have been a stolen base, but Byrne ends up holding the bag. He's not fast enough to do that. So nothing happened. The roll now by Billy is a 24 for a 13. That's a strikeout, and we go to the top of the 7th inning. 3-0 still Giants. Here's Roger Bresnahan once again. He's 1 for 3 today. His roll is a 33 for a 7. There's a single to right, and that'll bring up Mike Donlin. So Donlin, 0 for 2 today, was hit by a pitch, and once again, Bresnahan's on at first base. You feel like we've seen that a lot. Rolls a 41 for a 28, ground ball to short. O'Rourke, no play at second, has to go to first. 1 away, and here comes our Devlin. His roll is a 52 for a 27, ground ball to Byrne. The third baseman throws to first. 2 away, Bresnahan has to hold. That brings up Fred Tenney. And Fred rolls a 66 for a 0. And a 51 for a 6. It's a double to left center field that'll score the runner. It's now 4-0 Giants, and that brings up Larry Doyle. I tell you, McGinnity has all the luck in the world. You got to call him good luck, McGinnity. Here's Doyle. Rolls a 53 for an 18. It's changed to 17, and that'll be a fly ball to right field. Murray has that for the out, and we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 4-0 Giants, and here comes Bill Ludwig. Bill rolls a 45 for a 14, and will walk, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Raymond. Raymond today 0 for 2. Did reach on an error. Rolls a 32 for a 26. Is a ground ball to second, and Doyle flips over to Bridwell. They only get the 1, though. Raymond, slow-footed Raymond, beats that out at first. So 1 away, and here comes Joe Delahanty. He rolls a 24 for a 13 and strikes out. There's number 4 that McGinnity has collected. 2 away, and here comes Ed Knechi. And his roll is a 52 for a 27. It's a ground ball left side. Devlin flips over to Doyle, and they get the lead runner. We go to the top of the 8th. Cardinals can't get a run no matter what they do. It's 4-0 Giants. Up is Cy Seymour. Cy rolls a 34 for a 44. There's a little E-roll. It's a 21, barely inside that range, and that's another error in O'Rourke. The second error for him in this game. Second error for the Cardinals, and Seymour is safe at first. So that brings up Spike Shannon. 4-0 Giants, no need to do anything fancy. Rolls a 51 for a 9. That's going to be another single. Beats out the little infield grounder, and that puts runners on at first and second. Up comes Al Bridwell. Bridwell hitting 207. We'll just swing away. And his roll is a 12 for a 24. Ground ball, tailor-made. Gilbert to O'Rourke and on to Knechi for the double play, and Seymour goes to third. 2 away now, and here's Joe McGinnity. Joe's 0 for 3, struck out twice. He rolls a 36 for a 33. There is a little E-roll. It's a 54. It's out of the range. There'll be a pop-up back to the pitcher, Raymond, and we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Leading off for the Cardinals, Red Murray, who's 0 for 1, was walked and hit by a pitch. Rolls a 13 for a 40, changed to 39. That'll be a strike. And it's a 62 for a 12, so it's a ground ball over to Tenney. The first baseman goes to the bag himself, 1 away. Here's Al Shaw. Shaw rolls a 16 for a 26, ground ball to Doyle, who throws to first, 2 away, and here's Patsy O'Rourke. Patsy rolls a 65 for a 35. There is a little E-roll. It's a 61. That's a pop-up over to the first baseman, Tenney, and we go to the top of the 9th inning. And so here comes Roger Bresnahan, 4-0 the Giants with the lead. Bresnahan today 2 for 4. That'll help that average. He rolls a 46 for 13 and strikes out. It's the sixth man that Raymond has struck out. He's pitched well, but he's had some trouble. Donlin comes up now. Mike is 0 for 3, but he rolls a 22 for a 7, and that's a base hit over to right field, and so that'll bring up Art Devlin. Devlin's 0 for 2. He walked and was hit by a pitch, did score a run. And the roll's a 66 for a 0. Is going to knock Raymond out maybe. 23 for a 6, and that's a double over first base. Donlin stays at third, and that'll bring up Fred Tenney. I guess we can let Raymond in a little bit longer, but he's really on thin ice. No need again to bring the infield in. Let's see what he can do here with Fred Tenney. Tenney today 2 for 4, is driven in 2, scored a run. And the roll there is a 55 for an 8. That's a single, scores 1, 2, and Tenney's safe at first, and that's it for Raymond. So 6 runs given up there by Raymond, 10 hits, and who are we going to put in? Probably Irv Higginbotham. Higginbotham going to be the new pitcher here for the Cardinals, and this is pretty much the end of the line, I think, for St. Louis in this game. Doyle comes up now, and he rolls a 12 for a 24. There is a little E-roll. It's a 33, and that means that's going to be a ground ball over to O'Rourke. He flips over to Gilbert, and they go back to Knechi, and that does it, and we go to the bottom of the 9th. But New York comes up with 2 runs. Higginbotham came in to get that double play, but it's too little too late, and here's Joe McGinnity working on a shutout. Bobby Byrne leads us off for the Cardinals. Rolls a 14 for a 43. And the little E-roll is a 22. It's within the range. So that's going to be an error on Doyle, the second baseman. And that'll bring up Billy Gilbert, third error of the game committed by the Giants. So it hasn't been pretty. Gilbert and New York looking for a double play. Rolls a 52 for a 27, and they got it. Ground ball to Devlin, goes to Doyle, and that goes back to Tenney. So 5-4-3, and we go to Bill Ludwig, the last hope for the Cardinals. 1 out remaining. Only 3 hits for the Cardinals all day. McGinnity has given them 3 walks, so they've been equal in that regard. Ludwig 1 for 2, so he's had 1 of the 3. And the roll is a 16 for a 28. It's a ground ball over to Bridwell, who throws to first, and there you have it. So Joe McGinnity improves to 7-2, and he looked actually pretty good there. Looks a little bit more like the Joe McGinnity of old. Don't let that C starting grade or that 7 grade that you see there fool you. He's not such a poor pitcher, I suppose. Giants win this one 6-0, and they improve once again. This is a good Giants team. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.